I'm going to try, okay?
See what the drivers in the cars here are
Holy
going to
shit!
do.
You see how fast the pace car got out of there?
Oh my god.
Oh god! What is going on?
Oh my gosh, we've got a big accident here on the...
Go ahead and... Oh
Yep.
god!
Oh no, we've got drivers upside down.
Is that a survivable thing?
I don't know that it... Well, they have the halo, these cars. Conan coming up on yet another driver he doesn't respect.
Careful, you're gonna psych Potato Lobster out there.
Which are famously, of course, famous two-wheel drive cars.
Left.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Onto gravel.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
That was my bad.
To the forbidden zone.
We might wind up back on the road.
Wait, we are. Look to your right.
We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
Yeah, we're on the gravel.
Wait, what?
But they're back up.
Yeah.
Holy crap, they're still moving!
How is the car? Is it drivable?
So, Route 35 righty over connect
Oh,
and
holy crap.
minus left
They're gonna
60.
go for it!
Right pink don't. And
Oh,
So the Legends cars are rear-wheel drive, which means that as they transfer weight, they are gaining grip, and obviously the TCR cars are front.
and then there's this. Oh, the car's like popping into existence in the back there.
max crest 50.
Yeah! All right. Now 629.
629.39 with a massive accident.
So complete with a little Piroweski reverse.
Yeah.
Moving on. The path for Space Beauties is somewhat more complicated.
We should put him on ice.
Space Beauties needs to invent time travel so he can go back to the beginning of the season to do better, preferably all the way back to when the dinosaurs raced go-karts.
You just had fun with AI for this one.
Sir,
Sir. No.
well, now you know why they put roll cages in convertibles.
Thank you so much for having us.
He's,
Hold
hold on, sorry, we gave you the cups. Here.
I'll just return this.
Oh, how did he get the pace on that? Is that Yelmo?
That looks like Yelmo.
Holy shit.
He must have had a hell of an exit on turn 7 there. But offside is not giving it up.
Oh,
no, he doesn't lift.
Offside. Oh, that's pretty. That's real pretty.
Let's go to the...
Oh, no.
Oh.
That's bonk.
Bring me the dirigible camera.
He actually might
Kyle has something to do with it.
He's within spitting distance. But...
Pretty aggressive.
Oh!
There's your shot, buddy.
Space Ponies keep it together.
Oh, he's not giving it up
There's
like
no
that.
way I can take it. Wow.
It's a great question. Would you like to see him enter the Brundle? That is what the turn is called.
It's not called the Brundle, it's called Brundle. If you put a the in front of it, it becomes something else entirely.
There's only one of them. Tonight on Tonight We Race, we race. I really need a bigger button. There we go.
Just heard all of the humming behind us, waiting for us to say the word.
All of the engines going live at the same time. It looks like on Tonight We Race Tonight, we have managed to not actually session in all of the AIs that were supposed to be in on the cold open, which I believe qualifies as a production fuck-up. And we have clicked it out. But that brings us back to what we're actually here to do, which is the cold open. And here we have taken the Cup car from Season 4 of Tonight We Race, and we have placed our drivers on a very unfortunate fish-out-of-water track, which is the New Hampshire Oval, about a mile long with no banked turns, effectively, and The only thing that is going to be keeping our drivers out of the walls here is
The wall.
the wall. I was going to say restraint, but I don't think that's how this works. Tech, what do you got for me?
Right now, everyone's just getting settled.
One of the neat things we've noticed about New Hampshire is that the default TV views for the spectator are actually really great. I see Kasey Knight hanging out down there in the pits. What's going on there? Ah, Utah Crew has the golf livery now. That's right. Totally forgot. This, of course, is their open qualifier. They are just out here to put in. Oh, not Pod 1. Pod 1 is empty tonight due to an unfortunate last-minute commitment. Space Beauty's practicing safe re-entry, hoping he gets to keep his nose.
If I stand still, they can't see me.
Just call us Tyrannosaurus Rexus?
There goes the Gulf car of the Utah Crew. Space Beauty's locking in behind it. They've got about, what did we set this up as? We set this up as a 5-minute open, so they should all be turning in their times here fairly shortly and then ducking back out for the real race, or some definition of real.
I mean, technically there's a start and finish line, yes.
Is there, though? It's just one big oval.
Well, okay, yeah, the start and the finish line could be the same thing.
The
yes.
line of lap demarcation. Duffy in his Oscar Mayer Wiener livery, in his he's in both his personal livery and his car livery tonight. I really love it when our drivers commit to the bit. Am I having a good race? I'm having a fantastic race because I know that everything that's happening out there isn't happening to me specifically. That's usually the way that we like to consume the cold open race. Here we've got Mr. Goat locked in and having turned in a 32.69 as his peanut butter for this one, and he may. How does that stack up against the crew? Well, you need to cross the line first and hold in that time, and then you can worry about what everyone else is doing. See, that's not. This is what happens when you spend your time looking at the numbers.
So this is just a straight 5-minute quali?
Yeah, it's just wrong camera. Just a straight 5-minute quali. Ah, the Hellman's. Hold on, there are.
Wow, is that
the Hellman's mayonnaise car has been updated since last week.
Ooh.
Getting double doses of the mayo in episode 3 here tonight.
Throwing shade on your livery is chef's kiss.
I mean, the Hellman's is definitionally the best. That is the marketing. I have consumed the commercials. I know what is what. Here we have, that's going to be offside in the weed car, passing through Oscar Mayer Wiener, but locked in right behind him is Dr. Gould in the Hellman's mayonnaise livery. It looks like they both lost a bunch of speed in that turn. I guess there's a little bit of a bank there. It's like a 5-degree sort of a thing there.
They love getting
Would
fully
not
locked up and
meet
hitting the
highway
pits at
standards,
44
no.
miles per hour.
We love, and that's checkered flag for them, so they're going to go ahead and line up for the actual start here. We love New Hampshire for the road course. Sir, you can't lock those brakes up. Those tires cost money.
Oh, that was trippy. That was on like helicopter camera.
Where's our
cost me
drama cam
sponsors
for
money.
tonight?
Wait, so no AI?
Drama cam is going to be right about here, honestly.
don't have AI. Okay.
No AI?
No AI. We fucked up. We took the click for
They're
it.
all of a sudden gonna pop in.
Did we scare them?
What's funny is Tech got to the studio early tonight, and I was explaining to him how if I did anything other than program the pods during the pre-show, I'd fuck up the pods, which then fucked up the pods. iRacing, if you're watching, please produce orchestration software. This hell that I'm living in benefits only no one, precisely.
Wait, everyone gridded?
Go ahead and...
Oh,
no, is it? Oh, it's Starlights. All right, no, they're
What are
good.
you waiting for? Oh, here
Oh,
we
was
go.
there a parade lap?
Oh, it's a rolling start.
Ah.
I'm not taking a fuck up for that. This is NASCAR. NASCAR gets rolling
Hey.
starts. That's fine. Plus, some of the best things on the show happen in a cold open, in a parade lap. We're going to watch this from right here.
Hey!
Someone bumped the pace car.
Don't bump the pace car. What are you doing?
Pace car.
I'm in the pace car.
Kasey Knight demonstrating the insubstantiality of the pace car.
You're in the super pole position.
I'm going to get nauseous if we keep watching this.
Put him on an oval.
It's not my fault. I had good intentions. It wasn't me. I'm not here.
Hey!
Crap, are there special ovals?
Am
on
I
here?
having
I'm
a
Who's
good
gonna
idea?
pull off? Pull off.
It's a deep question.
Yeah, get out of here. There he
Let's go
goes.
fast. Okay.
Pace car is off, and now things happen. I believe this is Casey's new team-oriented livery, if I'm remembering correctly here. Ooh, snap, snap, snap.
Ooh.
We're going to move up our view to right about here. Mr. Goat's going to take a minute to sort himself back out, and we will catch up with him in a moment. That's the beauty of the oval. You're never far from getting lapped. Space Beauty's back in the studio after a hiatus, generously offering to come in and sit in the Pod 2 seat, which was his home for 3 seasons. No lie, one of the reasons we wanted to use the Cup car during the cold open tonight was to make sure that guests still had some nice warm-up time. Look at the camera on those rear wheels. Good lord. Someone has stanced these cars. Offside, looking for a spot to get in there, but everyone's staying wide.
Stance a setting in the setup.
I mean, depending on the car, you can make substantial suspension adjustments,
Make
but
this inside work one of
I don't
these
know if
times.
you can make enough camber change to produce that sort of stance. I think they just start out that way. I was speaking with Kasey earlier this evening, and we were talking about some of the weirder cold opens that we've done in prior seasons. And apparently, Kasey won a competition taking the winged sprint car down Mount Washington Hill climb in the descent, which is, of course, a car that is only made to turn left and is a leaf on the wind in all other circumstances. So recreating that sometime might be entertaining. In the meantime, we're going to pull into the spectator cam here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of... Is that Dr. Gould trying to eat up front here? Nom 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 nom. Kasey Knight, a.k.a. K-Fox, running out in front of the Hellman's mayonnaise car. Mayonnaise car making a move. Just a weird sentence
There
to
I
say.
go. There I
Gets the position, but doesn't have the drive with the exit speed to hold on to it. I know I say this every episode, but what a gorgeous car. I was initially against the Swan Wing. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm gonna relish in this opportunity when I overtake you.
Relish.
Oh.
You're not the Oscar Mayer wiener car.
We can kick people out, right? That's a thing that we can do.
We can definitely black flag them.
No, I meant like physically, like remove them from the premises.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I feel like this is the beginning of a condiments team. So Dr. Gould now has a very hungry Kasey Knight on his tail there. Let's see how long he can hold on to that.
I have no
Let's
idea
check
he
back
gets
in with
fucking
Mr.
cars to
Goat,
turn.
who's having a little bit of difficulty earlier, but it looks
the
like
wheel?
he is catching up to the Oscar Wire.
I've been going left.
Yeah, down to 129.9.
I've been screaming.
Duffy looks like he is hot on the tail of Space
Fair
Punies.
enough.
Yeah, the times are coming down. Times are coming down nicely. 29.6, 29.5.
You could just leave the wheel turned and it's all throttle, right?
Looks like we've got additional drama coming up here. Looks like Casey's managed to get the drive, but will stay in the high position through this turn.
Ooh, that was spicy.
Interesting, and we've got Dr. Gould there dipping into the apron.
Ooh.
Oh! Dips too far into the
Music to
apron.
my ears.
And that is probably going to end Dr. Gould's contention for, well, let's be honest, the 0 championship points that come out of the cold open race. But it's for honor and integrity and all that jazz, right?
Man, my tires are so hot you could cook a...
Slackware, the driver for the Utah crew tonight, at least I believe he's the driver for the Utah crew tonight, coming up on Offside's Weedmobile.
Don't you, Derek.
A feature of iRacing that I would like to see, which I don't think is a real thing in any motorsport, so they probably wouldn't do it. I would like...
That is, Derek, your car is rude.
Wow.
Finally, someone sees it.
That's so mean.
I would like to see ovals with road course configurations be able to joker lap people out onto the road course. Like, I think you should make that right-hander uphill at New Hampshire. Or at, like, Charlotte Roval, like, surprise, get in there into the infield for, like, one lap.
That would be pretty good.
That'd blow people's minds.
I feel like this is the only track where I'm going to have that much time that close to you. Read that.
You saying he needs to make the font bigger?
I saw something on the rear of the car, but my dyslexia couldn't make it out.
I appreciate that our drivers like
I'll
communicating
leave a
with each other.
surprise to you next time you get behind us.
Via text on their vehicles.
Via text on their vehicles.
Yeah.
The weekly livery updates have been very entertaining
Like,
to me.
I
I'm
saw
glad
once
that's
you
happening.
leave is what I saw.
I'm gonna turn
Also a Valo
Pod
That's on
2's
the
audio
Lunar-
down just a
Lunar
hair.
system, or Lunar
We
Mobile.
haven't tuned it since the NDI shift.
Yeah, hit that wall.
That's probably a little better.
Thanks, Paul.
Space Puny's trying to get inside Dr. Gould, almost loses the rear end on this flat sweep.
No.
Did I say almost?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you did.
Well. Ooh, this is a re-entry. Mr. Goat sitting on a 29.96. Duffy sitting on a 31.1. Space Puny sitting on a 29.9. Pod 1 is of course empty. And Tech, could I get full standings over on Spectate Mobile? Thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. There we go. 29.3 for Kasey Knight. Offside with a very respectable
the tires feel the best
29.54.
on the first lap, and then they just get
Those are real
continually
numbers.
Greasier.
They felt...
Duffy
they
now
were
sitting below
really bad the
31,
first
which is
8 laps
excellent,
for me,
starting to
then
pick up the
locked
pace.
in.
That
And now
deep,
they've been
deep
doing
thoughts by Jack Andy.
I believe we are now out of
Yeah, there's
drama.
definitely like
That
a
everybody is
window
now sitting in their
a
own
few
little
laps
slot.
into the race for a few laps that they just pristine.
We are
not
at
pristine,
7
but,
minutes
like, they
remaining on
really
this
lock-
cold open,
lock
and
in.
for the moment, it looks like Kasey Knight's race to lose.
To quote,
until you
Pro,
spin out and then your tires are toast.
Yeah.
these cars have a 4-lap tire operating window. That is
Checking
the entire
in
rest of the
on
race
Duffy
is
in the
management.
Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. He is keeping up with the weed car. Offside in the purple and green. His personal best now down to a 31.1, but he's going to need to pick up 2 seconds to keep pace here. Not bad for first time on an oval track with a car that's not meant to do oval driving in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Checking in on spectator cam. Yeah, that's a pretty close to equal spacing there. I'm low key upset that somehow we didn't get the AI to spawn in on this one. The entire point of this event was to make them swim in a sea of panthers, but well, that's what happens when we try to set things up on the fly. I guess if we've been paying super attention during the practice, we could have reformulated it.
I mean, we did notice they weren't there, but I had assumed that they were going to pull a spawn in
Yeah, like they did last
later
week.
or whatever.
Duffy wheel to wheel with Slackware of the Utah crew. It looks like he is going to get away unscathed, but fortunately no one ate it in the wall.
Yet.
Yet. Yes. Excuse me. No one ate it yet.
Thank you.
There we go.
Just a little bonk as a treat.
It's fine.
Who are we following here? This looks like No, you're fine.
Moving to look at the field.
We're going to let tech decide what the camera looks like here for 30 seconds or so. There we go. Looks like we're tracking Kasey Knight out in front. That's just an attractive livery. That is a good-looking car. Reza, welcome, and thanks for coming back. Let's give you your requisite Mr. Goat, Kim. Mr. Goat, your cheerleaders are here.
Hey, Reza.
Which is usually when you start losing your rear end and wrecking it.
I get nervous.
Just a little shimmy into the wall there. Those walls are strong.
It's rubbing. We're fine.
They're meant to contain the forces at play here.
It's fine. The fans are virtual too, so. Although I think they spawned more fans during the race.
I have it. Hold on. Hold on. We have something for this. I've got a clipboard. Those grandstands can hold.
Oh.
105,000 spectators. Whoa. 105,000 people in that arena in those grandstands.
In New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire. Hey. Okay. I will have you know that this is considered to be the king of oval racing in New England.
Is that marketing or
look, man.
Who wrote that copy?
There's a very clear limitation of what I'm allowed to say about these licensed properties in context. I will tell you this: it is the largest oval track in New England. I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm reasonably certain.
Sure. We can't all have an oval.
He's sideways, backwards,
and stopped.
Taking up the entire track to bring it back around in the correct direction. They say use all the track, and now Space Punies is on the hunt for the Oscar Mayer Wiener car. We've all been there. Let's see what he can do. Space Punies technically in position 7 here, and that is forgivable given that he has been on hiatus for this season. Fortunately, everybody knows Spa, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine for the feature. 2 minutes 40 remaining in this cold open. Mr. Goat, I'll have you know that Reza has chosen to watch this in the vertical stream.
He's a millennial.
We have
Whoa!
Native. Digital native.
Digital native. Yeah, I'm a digital native too, but I still like 16 by 9.
Oregon Trail native.
Okay, that's right. Okay, hold on.
Dysentery on this course?
Lime Rock is not technically an oval. It's more of a kind of like a congealed sort of a. And let's be honest, if we're doing Lime Rock, we're doing it with at least one chicane, which is the way that God intended. And if we're being super assholes, it's the far chicane and like the uphill elevation change where the first chicane would be. Otherwise known as the please clear your steering angle before you kill yourself. Lime Rock is my favorite track, full stop, everywhere. Okay, no, that's fair. You got me. Oh, that's drama. Sorry. This is what happens when I do exposition and not watch the race car drivers drive their race cars. Coming through, that's going to hurt. Oh, quick on the brake and prevents a disaster. However, God damn it. I'd say who did this, but these are my people. These are my drivers. Mr. Goat executing the pass on the Oscar Mayer Wiener car, locking back in behind Kasey Knight, but not close enough to get a tow out of it.
A whole lap down.
I don't think Like Road America, not. Yeah, it's kind of the middle of nowhere. The other thing about Road America is that every time I see their logo, because it looks like a racetrack, right? I'm like, that is the weirdest looking racetrack I have ever seen. Oh, that's not what it actually looks like. I do like Road America. Better than I like Road Atlanta anyway. I guess now we're not talking about New England, though. It's going to be the white flag. Everybody's going to have one more at-bat here to completely mix up my sports metaphors. We will honor the finish in silence here. Just kidding. Tech, what you got?
Just watching Kasey kind of close in on Space Punies.
I really like that Space Punies, rather than coming back to the studio and doing practice time, took the time to reconfigure the livery on Pod 2 to his official Space Punies livery.
The important things.
Yeah.
Is this all right?
It's the commitment to the bit that I appreciate the most out of this group.
You got to look good in order to do good.
That's all right. I buy that. Ah. All right. Well, if you're cheering for Duffy, then I'll have you know.
That's not the
why
track.
are you in the infield? That is not the part of the track that you are allowed to drive. At least he did it after the checkered flag came out.
I mean, yeah.
They say you cut the course. No, you got it right, Graham. You have it absolutely right. And I believe, Tech, bring us home here. We are bringing everyone in on the cold open. Kasey Knight wins it with quite a stunning pace of 29.33, followed by Offside. Hot on heels, but could not make it happen with a lap time record of 29.5. And so on and so forth, all the way down to Duffy's pod at 30.7. Not bad for taking these cars into an environment where they are not meant to drive. Afterwards, we should ask people how they did their garage presets, because I suspect we had a mix of both high and low downforce out there. But none of that is why we're here. Let's do the thing. Welcome to Tonight We Race, Seattle's secret underground racing laboratory. I am Meridine, and hosting with me tonight is Shote. Shote, how you doing?
I did not practice my French.
On a scale of 1 to opening night, how screwed up was the production before we started tonight?
I mean, it ran, so...
That's all I can ask for. We took out into the cold open race tonight the 911 GT3 Cup car that we have been racing all season in our feature races, and said, let's do a fish out of water race. And we put the Cup car on the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. For those of you who were with us in season 3, you know that we raced the road course of New Hampshire as the final race of the season. And that was in the TCR cars, which could not possibly handle any differently than the 911 Cup car. So hopefully this was just a little bit of a brain fuck for everyone here. Did you get much practice time in the TCRs between sessions?
I drove this track, and it was wild.
It's got like the largest trapezoidal barriers at the corners coming back down off that hill of anything I've ever seen. Let's run the news. And I don't believe you've seen any of the news slides tonight.
No, so this will be great.
This will be great. You've got no prepared commentary. F1 the movie.
Oh, yeah.
This comes to us via motorsport.com. Motorsport.com sent 3 motorsport writers to F1 the movie to get their takes. And obviously, for a wide variety of reasons, I'm not going to replicate that article here or their photography, but I will share 2 thoughts about it that are representative of the entire article. Just one, well, it's good for non-Formula One fans. That's I'm going to call that damning with faint praise. Actually, Mark says it's not good for anyone watching. Some of the writers then go on to say that it's best in IMAX, and others say that it's best not watched at all. That's not the point. The point is that the premiere of this movie was Monday. It was Sunday night or Monday of this week. And coming out to shill for the movie was the cast of Formula One.
Yeah, except...
Yeah, oh, you noticed
No,
the missing body
I saw this in my feed. I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, notably absent from this lineup is Max Verstappen, who apparently has too many penalty points to participate in the premiere of the F1 movie. Shote, what do you think Formula One is worth?
Like the entire
the corporate
brand,
edifice, the whole thing. What do you think F1 is worth?
I think it's gotta be more than a lot of digits. Yeah.
If we go by market capitalization, because they're publicly traded in a wide variety of weird little configurations.
Oh no.
I believe the ticker is FWONK for the correct one, but let's not go into that. Formula One, by conservative estimate, is worth $25 billion.
That's more than I would have thought. I thought it would be low billions.
Entirely predicated upon this group of young men standing near the balcony on top of 30 Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the amount of physical security present on this side of the camera in that shot? I cannot possibly imagine.
And how many handlers there are.
Next time, Max. Let's talk about the drivers for tonight. In Pod 1, Potato Lobster had to wave off at the very, very last minute. Potato Lobster, we wish you all the best to handle that thing that you are handling. Joining us in the guest slot tonight is Space Punies, veteran of seasons 1 through 3, but his first time in the Cup car, and so we're going to see what he can do with basically no muscle memory. Space Punies, of course, remembered as the smoothest driver.
It's going to be great.
From the previous seasons. I'm sure he'll do just fine on Spa. In Pod 3 is Duffy in his mountain biking regalia, and of course Pod 4, Mr. Goat, who brought his fan club out here apparently on the vertical stream tonight in order to participate. So thank you for coming out. We really appreciate having you here. Let's talk about the standings, and I think the most important thing I can say about the standings is look what the fuck happened last week. Kasey Knight, volunteering to sit in for a remote driving position last week, comes out of nowhere and in his first session out there takes 51 points, or excuse me, 52 points, 50 for the 2 podiums and 2 for the fastest laps in each of those races. Now, we are in a drop 2 season. There are still approximately 100 championship points out there to collect for all the remainder of the races. But that is with Kasey Knight already dropping 2, which is the first episode. And so things changed pretty drastically here, which is really cool to see. And I cannot wait to see how this finishes. Bonus points over there, of course, are either fastest lap times, which we implemented this season, or challenge points, which we'll get to later in the Bring a Trailer Challenge. Speaking of which, let's get into Feature Race 1. I can't believe I actually need to bump the alert light flashing to bring them back out here. They are normally already practicing by the time that we get to this point of the broadcast. Did you all want to race?
Hey, change the colors we come out.
Surprisingly, we will be continuing our season in the 911 GT3 Cup car, which if you are not familiar with it by this point, all you need to know is effectively a GT3 that has been stripped of things that don't need to be in it, and has a roll cage and other race preparation. It is a single make spec car that you can spend $250,000 right now to go take out of Stuttgart. Actually, I don't think they race prep them in Stuttgart. I should go look that up. And take out into one of the many spec races where you can race the Cup car, assuming that you can afford the tires and other future month.
Does race prepping them include like putting an X over the like headlights?
Yes, as a matter of fact. That's for safety. I think. And we're taking them to Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps, which is arguably the most famous and most important track in France for a wide variety of types of motorsport, including but not limited to formula racing, endurance racing, GT racing, and all the things here in between. We are using what is now considered the standard modern configuration of Spa, which includes the Grand Prix pit configuration. Spa is fantastic for a wide variety of reasons. One, because it has all sorts of different weather available to it. We like throwing that in every so often. It is in Tina. It is in Belgium, and we can't control that. Unfortunately, they did not give us license to move it. But it also consists of lots of elevation changes, which is frankly one of the biggest factors of how we decide whether we like a track or not. Obviously, corners of all types, a couple of surprise chicanes, and my personal favorite, the runoff at turn 4 where you can kind of just cut it and no one cares. IMO. And that's actually where we're going to stop there. Let's get everybody sessioned in. And because they were not practicing unusually.
Sorry.
We are going to give them a couple minutes to do that and shoot the shit before we throw them into the quali. I
Spa's
see
not
we've
my-
got
Spa's
some
my worst track.
configuration changing
This,
going
Ah,
here.
this
yes.
is my worst track.
Spa
Okay,
normal,
yeah.
not spa qual.
I mean, so we're not
track
racing
sucks.
under qualifier configuration restrictions where it forces you to go out with what you
I lose
qualified
respect for
under. So
anyone who says it's the best
it really
racetrack.
doesn't matter.
I never had respect. Lose it.
I don't think it's the best, but I do enjoy it when I'm not spinning off into.
Yeah, I guess it is Belgium. When I say we're doing France tonight, what I mean is we're doing Francophile countries that speak the language. How's that? We would also include Alsace-Lorraine in this configuration, if such a track existed. Algiers, I suppose.
We're French. Why not
You need to keep both hands on the wheel, sir. It's really tough bucketing things that we have access to into iRacing into countries, so we
Yeah,
take a
these are
little
cold
bit of a
tires.
liberty here and there. We call it Europe night. Everyone's going to be like, well, what about Snetterton? It's like, well, the UK is not Europe, frankly. They made that decision. Space Punies passing through the practice disaster of Mr. Goat here. Cheering for Duffy tonight. Cheering for the Oscar Mayer Wiener car. I don't think there's any circumstance in which cheering for the Oscar Mayer
we
Wiener
all
car is
go.
inappropriate. This is Duffy's first time on Spa, and he was in the studio at about 5 tonight, a little bit after, and did all of his prep with line off, which is why it's interesting to see him running line on right now.
Line on is for the week.
A little bit of traffic back there. Gonna say that's catch up. Bonk. We'll let everybody get a solid lap in here before we force them in the quali. I use the word force gently. Obviously, everyone consents to go qualify. Utah crew turning in a 2:27. Utah crew asked me in Discord before race prep tonight, what is a decent time on Spa? And the answer is the global record in the 911 GT3 992 edition Cup car on Spa is 2:20 and change, set last year.
On ice racing or just in general?
No, like
okay, IRL.
For real. I.e., if you've done better than that, something has gone drastically wrong, or possibly very right. Oh, I should have renamed Guest Pod to Space Punies before we started tonight. That's not technically a production fuck up, though.
To light up Al Rouge.
I love this tableau here. That is one of the best things in racing, in my opinion. We set up the session
bit
for
of rubbing.
sunrise practice,
Rubbin's
which means we
racing.
should be mid-morning by
0x,
quali.
man.
Tech, I think they've had all the practice they need.
You know what? These things do have like the teeniest of little brake lights on them.
Do they really?
These things have brakes?
Oh yeah, look at that. You still really only show up in the dark or darkish.
Dog.
Oh my God.
It's a hint of brake light.
Okay,
I
here
have-
we go.
Called the police on that lap time.
Everybody okay back there?
I mean,
Good lord.
All right, let's try not to mess up.
And they are out and about in their lone qualifier. But of course, due to iRacing's telemetry
Yeah.
model, they still pick up the
bad.
telemetry of the other cars, which can be off-putting and disconcerting. Locking in on Duffy since he's got a little bit of a fan club here tonight. Some gentle throttle on his outlap here. Trying not to invoke the commentator's curse on anyone.
Very little drama so far.
I think that everybody actually wants to turn in a real lap here. I think
Well,
everyone except Space Punies. It's a safe place to run off. Checking in on Mr. Goat coming up the turn 14. Yeah, I mean that's. We try very hard not to do it when it's not funny. We genuinely want everyone here to get good laps in. But it's also pretty funny when they grunt like that. So. Oop, wrong one. What do you got for me, Tech? Looks like Space Punies from the rear cam. It's the beauty of the lone qualifier. It's you and your demons. It's, holy crap, those are brake lights. That's almost like why bother level of brake lights. We have been shunted over to the Hellman's Mayonnaise car with Dr. Gould.
my least favorite hairpin turn.
Do you have a favorite hairpin turn?
No. They're all equally bad.
For me, it's Laguna.
Ugh.
Not the corkscrew, the hairpin.
Yeah. Like at the end.
Yeah, right.
When you
right
really
before the
should
front-
be fast,
Yeah.
but you're not.
Right before the front straight. I've said this before, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I think that the short course configuration of Laguna that existed, oh God, I mean, it's been gone now for like 20 years, maybe longer, but like the short course configuration of Laguna was amazing. It made it a speed track almost. A speed track plus the corkscrew, which was where are you? What are you doing?
No.
I'm going back in here. The blimp does not know where to be or what to do here. Kind of wish we had radio headsets for that. Skyview, where are you right now? Please bring the dirigible back over the race course. I'm going to note that there are no lap times up on the board yet.
Interesting. So how do we determine who
Track
qualifies?
limits are so
Grooming.
strict in some areas.
Yeah. Manners. Livery.
A D20?
I suspect
One of the
iRacing
reasons I
is
hate
just
this
going to
track.
pick by number.
Agreed.
I mean, in the race, it's fine because we're only going to get like 5 laps, but in quali, it's kind of important to get a clean lap.
K Fox turning at a 223. 223 forwards is very quick.
Wait, what was the number?
223. If the question you're asking is that the fastest lap ever, the answer is no.
That's my absolute best so far.
Damn, dude.
Offside turning at 225.8. Competitive. Space Punies rolling in, but does not have a clean lap. Duffy getting the white flag. Mr. Goat getting the white flag. Space Punies turning in a 234. That will definitely get him on the grid.
Oh, turn 1. Yay. I'm
Mr. Goat going out to talk to his fans. He's going to end his pain.
I got a good lap and then I fucked up my second. That's fine.
Duffy, you're on the board, buddy. 240.
I know, that's my best time on this so far.
He's out for a second, but running 4 behind pace. I don't know if that's going to do what he wants. Who else is still out? Looks like Space Beauties is still driving and striving, and sitting ahead of his time. Flowing to the outside, cutting back in, and then laying the hammer down.
Well, looks like I'm starting from the back again.
This upcoming turn gave him trouble earlier.
Yeah, this is where he laid down his gravel empire. Much tidier through there. Using much of the racetrack.
There it goes. Damn it. All right.
Eats it a little bit back there, but still sitting on 4 seconds over his previous time.
You put 4 wheels off track, and suddenly your lap's not bad.
Jesus.
Damn, dude.
Sorry.
What the hell?
I do believe that everyone is starting to see each other's lap times.
I'm pumped about my 25-1.
He's going to bring it back around. And then around again. Thanks to the magic of no damage, that's not a race ender.
Oh, it takes a bunch of laps to get up to that speed. Uh-huh.
On ovals, it takes a lot of laps. I didn't
That's
say
going
that
to be the
was
checkered
wrong.
flag
Possibly
pulled for
one
Space
negative
Beauties
flag.
here. He's going to roll into the finishing line and pop out. Same happening for Duffy, coming into the chicane before the line. He's got a real time, which means he will qualify, which means this is an actual race.
How does launch control in these work? Is it just a clutch or is that little button there?
And every lap
Yeah,
that
there's
can be
clutch.
set
Both.
is set.
Both?
Yeah, you hold.
Looking at a
hold
spread
clutch
between
down, hold
222
launch
and
control
240,
down,
that's
first
probably
gear,
not going to
grab
produce
the
a whole
engine.
lot of drama, but
When-
that's
when it
okay,
goes green,
because we are here
you
for the
release
art of it.
Launch control.
Let's
and
session
then
them in.
slowly release clutch. The
That was
launch
promised
control
drama.
will
I
set your
want
light
to
point,
apologize because I
and then
failed to
your
deliver
clutch
the
will
drama
never,
that I was
ever
on the hook
touch
for
engine
at
you
the
have
beginning of
set.
the evening.
Oh, there's a hairpin coming up. Don't worry.
Ooh, the weather's changing. We told the RNG to do whatever it wanted here. I cannot predict what it's going to do.
All right, guys, have
We're gonna dive into
Cold
tire
cold
strategy.
tires.
I hope they're given the opportunity to dive into
So it's
tire
almost like
strategy.
a double clutch.
Yes.
Hear the engines coming up behind us, waiting for the green, green, green.
All right, good luck, everyone.
Wouldn't be a Tonight We Race feature race if someone did not false
luck,
start
everybody.
FR1. Oop, there we go. Green, green, green. Off they go.
really
Hellman's
shit
mayonnaise
that
car
stuff.
getting way around Duffy in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile and falling in behind Kasey Knight and offside into turn 1. Good exits. And
Okay,
this
I'll
is
take that
probably
start.
what the podium is going to look like at this stage of the game. Let's follow
Are we
right
seriously
behind here.
going to do this?
Do it.
All right.
Offside taking an early pass on Kasey Knight.
We did it.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like we may
All
have
right.
some drama back here. Oh, look at this.
This is all time to be in the lead.
My crew chief just talks shit about you.
We see differential lock up there. That's bad. That is always bad on the Cup car.
About
Oh my gosh,
Kasey.
Doctor, what a send.
Losing the inside wheel
That
on
was
these
pretty
turns is fatal.
Yeah, well, I lost it.
Oh, well, okay.
Of course,
I had to
losing the
say it.
entire rear end doesn't do much for
Bye,
your time
buddy.
either, but
Hope you find your dad.
Better catch up.
that looks good tech. I'll take that. Beautiful.
Such a nice stroll through the woods.
Let's get these scenic shots in here while
My
people are
dad
close
is where
enough to
all
each
my
other to enjoy
traction
them.
is.
Oh no.
That's been mine.
Hmm.
It's like the gravel trap caught somebody. I like how they carved a little access road through the gravel trap. It's going to be Space Punies hot on the heels of Duffy in the Oscar Mayer Wiener car, having recovered from his spin and right back out into the action.
Gosh, there's a really bad bump in that corner.
Duffy providing just a little bit of a tow here to Space Punies, who broke early and did not use all the track available to him there, so that cost him a fraction.
What I was saying is my crew chief was like, the guy in
Duffy
front of you
taking
is
an
not the
aggressive
cleanest
braking line in there
racer.
so he can maximize
And
the
then I
exit
didn't
speed
do a
out of the
massive
chicane
send.
here, and he is going to head out
No, which one was he talking about?
into
Me
the
or
That's
straight.
hilarious.
But not
He was
with as
talking
much
about
of an
you.
advantage there as I thought he
Me?
would.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I got an
Space Punies refuses to be shaken
my
off.
knowledge. I'm not the cleanest racer. Tell your crew chief he could go suck on a Oscar Mayer Wiener.
I wish I was an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Hope that's not trademarked or anything.
Oh,
You,
there's rain.
want to know if the Oscar Mayer Wiener song is trademarked? Yes, I suspect it is.
Oh my god, what the...
There may be some IP
Oh,
protections
kill
on
us.
that one.
That's
We're gonna have to pit.
Did it really start raining?
I don't even know where the pit entrance is.
shit.
Oh,
I don't know how to.
Oh, shit.
wet! It's wet!
That'd be awesome.
Oh, real decisions have to be
You guys
made. It
find
wasn't
this funny,
supposed to
don't you?
rain.
Do I need to do anything to change the wets, or will they automatically do it?
That's a really
gotta
great
do it.
question. Would you like someone to come help you out when that decision comes?
I think
Yeah, I
I
don't
can.
know.
It's within the rotary buttons.
Correct.
thing.
Right hand rotary.
Okay. Golly.
We might get a dry line. Who knows how bad this is gonna get?
Danny.
Thing is, the
Danny
weather
with
went
the
from
hot dog.
0 to 100.
Danny, I was just thinking about you earlier today.
God hates us.
I found myself wishing
It's
for
Danny.
I know for a
a
fact he hates me.
chain-driven
This is
live
my
fire
fault, I'm
grill,
sorry.
and I was like, wait a minute. I know
Is
someone that
damage
has
on
one
as
of
well?
those.
No.
No.
You in the market?
Okay.
Or-
No, I'm not in the market. I just said I
Big
want
damage
one.
is on. I did a full spin and hit a wall in practice.
It's a two different things.
Hopping in with the weather report.
Thank you. What do we got here? Oh, that's
Ah,
that would be a wave of precipitation flying through here. Looks like it's a little one.
100%.
I think drivers could be forgiven for not going in and picking up rain tires or wet tires.
For 6 whole minutes?
I think the
I-
rain's
that's
actually not that
sustainable.
bad.
It's a 20-minute race,
I don't know. Everybody's freaking out. It's just a little sprinkle.
The longer drive.
I'm Texan. I live in a
mostly
desert.
dry. It's a mostly dry track.
That's just hedging words.
Fire fading. Good. Oh, Danny, never change. Duffy in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile catching up on Space Punies. His braking lines have probably changed now, but he arrests it very nice. I think he might have actually picked up half a second there, as long as he doesn't punch it on the way out of here. Excellent.
That would have been the pit entrance if people were interested in tires.
For those of you brave enough to pit and brave the pit tire change dialogue, honestly, staying out is the coward's move at this point. That's Kasey Knight out in front and offside, both of whom have chosen to stay out. Tech, has anyone
The
pitted in
curves are
yet?
already a little spicy.
No pits. I hope they're not trusting our weather report up here because we're winging it just like everybody else. You want to punch that back up for me?
Sure. Bring the weather back.
Hmm.
755. Yeah, that would be that.
I don't know, man. I'd be considering putting on the putting on the groove tires at this point. That's
Yeah, I mean, 5 minutes of a rainstorm, and then I guess it probably stays wet afterwards too. Then
no, water does that. That's part
Yeah.
of the basic physical configuration.
I mean, if it's modeled that way.
That's it's iRacing, man. Who knows?
I don't know.
Premier simulation in motorsport. I don't say that flippantly. There's the vast majority of things iRacing does extremely well.
This is actually pretty rude, but I had to deal with at Pacific Raceways today.
We
That's
heard
right.
you wanted rain.
Space Punies was supposed to be out on the track all day, but got rained out, so showed up here. I'm glad that we can provide a safe alternative to real motorsport.
It's like, the safety of a sim environment where nothing can go wrong.
He said that, right? You heard that? He
Yeah,
said
it's
that?
going to explode now.
I mean, the road actually doesn't look all that wet, if I'm being perfectly honest, and the drips seem to have stopped. And is that
I'm
the
losing
sun
all my
coming
time in the
through up
chicane
there?
on
Might
you.
be.
I see shadows being cast by features along the racetrack. They're probably fine out there.
Which means I need to improve everywhere else.
Hey, look, it's getting sunny again.
Mr. Goat having
Well, it's a
turned
big
in a
track. It's raining here
232,
in
which is
T1.
great. Space Punies a 238.
Right.
Weather
no
tab
rouge.
kind of gave it away.
Okay.
Was that like a red herring to check the weather tab?
Riding along here with Car 81, Mr. Goat. And this is the gyro camera, which has been stabilized, which is an interesting choice. I prefer the nausea-inducing of the roll cage camera. Unfortunately, the number of the livery is blocking out all useful content, so let us continue and go find some drama. That's drama.
Technically still on the track.
I was going to say, actually, I was expecting some people to eat it as a part of the weather change, and that did not happen. I am pretty thrilled about that, actually.
Yeah, showed as your weatherman. Good decisions.
I mean, it rained for like 2 seconds.
Yeah? He's fine.
No! Who are you?
Watch 300.
No, two of you!
Ooh, and the tires are throwing up little puffs of moisture there. As Mr. Goat slides back in behind the Utah crew. I actually don't know who's piloting for the Utah crew in Feature Race 1 tonight.
Is it Mike in there? Who's in there?
First gear or second gear for the chicane, Casey?
Second.
Ooh, okay.
Advice I should have kept on the very first lap because I did first in the hairpin and really messed that up.
Even the hairpin T1? You do second?
Yeah, hairpin. Yeah, I was
Oh,
in
no.
second the entire time.
Oh, shit.
Dr. Gould currently in P3,
And I
is that
nearly
correct?
just got a slowdown penalty by cutting El Rouge.
But he is, actually, he's got,
Ooh, that's a nasty
he's got
one,
all
too.
the
It's like a
hounds of hell
second.
coming up right up behind
Yeah.
him, doesn't he?
I thought you hit it, but
He's
you
not a
got
lap
it
ahead,
first
is he?
with
No,
the
it's way
lap
too early
one.
for him to be a lap ahead.
Oh,
So,
I feel like I pushed it. I got lucky.
Couple of unfortunate encounters.
can you give me position 4?
I'm excited.
That,
to watch
I know that.
broadcast back
There we go.
Yeah.
It seems like we have two already. iconic
Space
moments
Punies
going
10
side by side.
seconds
I'm
off
sure
of
you know
Dr.
that.
Gould.
Yeah.
Actually, given all the chicanery that's been happening out there, no joke intended, the splits are pretty stable. Using all the track there.
I watched that corkscrew one like 5 or 6 times.
Our weatherman over in the weather pod has told us that we could expect a
guys were
little
heroes
bit more
in the first round.
bullshittery, but I am not seeing it. Blimp camera out in front with Kasey Knight, who is maintaining a healthy lead over offside.
Blimp camera is what tells me why I think there's going to be more rain, because it's still very foggy up there.
Well, the session did start with 100% humidity.
That's fair.
But as you know, water requires a nucleation point in order to form droplets and fall from the sky. You keep going back to like this one punk in the stands.
Would you like to see what the one punk in the stand is?
Punk camera. That's the safety car. Dude, you have like 2 entire stream decks over there. What are you doing? Oh, that's fair.
I think it was probably one of the camera views, not one of the position camera views.
It's far chase behind
Oh. Well, yeah, that explains it.
I'm having trouble getting the car to rotate
Yeah.
a second.
Far chase on. Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's drop back into
Yeah, I need
Mr.
to go
Goat,
down to
who
first for
is
that.
chewing on the Utah crew slowly but surely. Duffy about 30 seconds behind him, so this is the closest we have to drama involving more than one human at the moment. Plenty of singular drama. Coming in right behind Space Puties on the guest pod, this could turn into a very interesting fight very shortly. What game? Said hi. The game is iRacing. And to prove it, we can show you the... Oh, I was going to say... We can show you the legally mandated bottom right corner iRacing logos as we continue. Mr. Goat now a breath behind the Utah crew. Did we figure out who was driving Utah crew's pod tonight?
I don't think I heard.
Aggressive use of the curbs. Still technically had 2 wheels on the race course, so I don't think they're gonna poke him with that. Still holding 1 second behind the Utah crew. Aggressive baking. Tech was right. The rain is back.
You guys don't.
And at this point, with how much time left on the clock here?
I cannot explain to you all how smug I am here in the Utah crew cockpit because I mapped a physical switch to the
6
wipers
minutes
when I
left
had
on
to
the
set
clock.
my
Ain't
computer
no
up,
one going to be pitting
and
at
I'm
this
just
point.
grinning. I'm last, but I'm grinning.
Or you can just turn on auto wipers.
That's for cowards.
So there's no way to wipe that.
Put the
right
rain
off
X
your
on.
fade.
I'm just letting the wind blow it off.
I'm glaring at it, and it's running away from
Mr.
me.
Goat locked in, wanting a piece of the Utah crew. Basically 0 seconds
got in
away from
Mr.
it. Just
Goat's
needs to
car?
hold it together.
How is he going so fast?
Mr. Goat did.
Looking for something inside, not going to find it here,
There
but
you go. I got a second gear action
excellent
going. I gained
pace.
a lot of time.
thank you, Tech. Just has to make sure
Is that
he does
Goat
not
ready to go
bump.
faster?
Rocking the McDonald's
Oh,
livery
no.
again this episode.
All right.
I do so like the McDonald's livery very much.
I just gained a lot of personal time. Still falling behind you.
Looks like the gap between 1 and 2 has expanded greatly, so we're not going to sesh back in on that anytime soon. This is definitely where the race is. Look at them fly through there. Mr. Goat looking for his opportunity, and he's going to find it right here. If he can hold it together.
Yeah,
They are neck and neck coming out of there.
lost
It
time
looks
going
like...
second.
Looks like the Utah crew is just going to have the pace, but this is a dangerous turn to enter up close. What did you just do?
I changed my line slightly to do it.
Oh, you killed my shot.
Yeah, I just can't keep. The
That's
revs
okay.
up.
We have to take chances.
Down.
You okay back there, buddy? Great. He's fine. Space Puny's now feeling the relief of pressure as the 2 drivers hot on his heels fall away. 6 seconds to Utah Crew. He is probably okay. That is a super, super unfortunate way to lose such a hard-fought race there. I think that the sporting thing to do Formula One style is blame the weather and the car. Or is it blame the car then the
Did
weather?
you also lose about
I
a
mean,
second on this lap?
both.
Yes.
Space Puny's locking
Okay,
up
I'm not
one
the
of the
only one
fronts
going
there on the
crazy.
way in there. That is the kill shot for this car, is locking
No,
up
the
one
rain
of the
has made
fronts.
this very slippery.
Okay, well,
I still think everybody staying out on their drives was the right
gonna be
call
fun.
here, but they're definitely being made to pay for it at this point.
I've lost 2 seconds.
yeah, 2.5 for me.
Yep.
James, it's actually a little bit of the above. This is our commercial broadcast studio where all of the pods live, and we host racing events here live, both for private parties and for friends. And we also have a
Joke's on you
wide
guys.
variety of
I haven't
remote
put in a
racers that
very
come in
fast
and join
lap,
us,
so
and
I'm
we put
up.
on this show just for the shit of it. If you are here to enjoy yourself, that is literally the only service that we offer. Unless you happen to be in Seattle, in which case the Secret Underground Racing Laboratory is available to you. But until then, watch these knuckleheads. It is totally understandable to be hesitant to get into iRacing. That is not even remotely a weird thing to say. A lot of people bounce off of iRacing because of its subscription cost and the fact that content over and above the free content does in fact cost money, regardless of whether you get to keep it or not. Here's the thing. If you are... Oh, Shote's got a phone call. Hello? Time to go nuts. Put it on speaker. Here's the
At least
thing.
we'll one more lap.
There are
after
so
this.
many really, really great racing simulators out there. Like Assetto Corsa and its series of games are fantastic. R Factor is fantastic. LMU is becoming fantastic. I even like Gran Turismo and Forza. All of those games offer different things. But if the thing that you are looking for is sanctioned live esports motorsport that is controlled, contained, and there is literally always a race out there for you, regardless of your skill level or your ability, that's iRacing, and you pay $15 a month for the privilege. We've chosen to make that choice. All those other choices are also excellent choices. So it's not a paid advertisement for iRacing. I ponied up for commercial licenses here. This is me speaking with my money. I think iRacing is a great idea. Now, if only they'd write an orchestration layer. Angela, are you listening? I'd love it if you were. Help me keep this our software next year. Do not want to have to fucking set up R Factor. But I will. Under duress.
Why? Why? Do us.
Oh no. Oh no. What happened? With about 30 seconds left on the clock, we have a minor disaster. Hold on. Mr. Good, have you caught back up to the Utah crew?
Yeah, I do that.
How does this keep happening? You've got the pace.
I use the pedal on the right.
Oh, the pedal on the right makes the car go faster. Is that what he's been trying to tell us the whole time? Jesus. We expect people to pick up their white flags here any minute, having exceeded the allocated time for the race.
Yeah. Brake or just lift?
James, if you are interested in doing iRacing and do not want to pay full price,
I had to
I
last
am
couple laps
told
because of the
that
water.
Black Friday is usually, there's almost always a half price or better sale at iRacing. I'm also told that the Steam version tends to come with free months attached to it. And if you're in a country that is FIA, like if there's a heavy FIA contingent in your country, you can go to the FIA's site, and they usually have deeply discounted iRacing memberships through part of being a member of the FIA, which you should consider anyway. Hi.
Yeah, that was an unavoidable phone call.
Everything cool?
Yeah.
All right. Turns out that everyone here is a working professional with a real job for some definition of real, and sometimes we have to do those sorts of things. I just called us professionals.
I don't know about that.
White flag on Mr. Goat's pod. Duffy still on an outlap here. Oh, well, guess what? Join us over in the Discord, and we can have all the conversations that can lead to that sort of thing. We do have local drivers here that still choose to race at home in their own pods. Like, given that our capacity in this facility is only 4 at the moment, sometimes that's just how it has to be.
I almost managed to not get lapped.
I think it's worth it.
Sorry.
You're doing good, Duffy.
I'm still having a good race. I have 0 penalties.
Nice.
We have a very specific shtick this season, but I personally think that some of the absolute best driving in iRacing is in the free content. Like, you could put me in a Formula V all day, every day, and I would die a happy man. What a wonderful car to drive.
On Lime Rock, too.
On Lime Rock, which is also free content.
Yeah.
Yep. Asionology, that is a common thing. Yeah, so I totally get the kids thing. We were looking at pictures of racing sim rigs on the Reddit sim racing Discord earlier
Actually,
tonight.
I'm kind of glad you got around me.
And you can actually tell the sim racing setup of someone who does not have kids because they have lots of things kind of down at floor level, like steering wheels mounted to stuff and weird things like that. It's like, you do not have children or pets or a Roomba. What are you doing?
No, I'm pretty good. I actually feel really good about that. Like, I did not go off track once.
Awesome.
That's fantastic.
Mr. Goat might still pull this off before he is given the checkered flag of death.
I nearly got it. I think I didn't get an X. Did I get an X? Nope.
Well, I got
All he
3,
has to
one
do
from touch
is
and
not
Derek
do
and a
everything
couple
he has done
offs.
before.
Good touching or bad touching? Well, I guess it was
Oh,
bad touching.
good pace, good pace.
It was okay touching. Nothing really bad happened to us.
No, he's going to take the inside here. Can he do it without getting the boop? He's going to make the left, but what line did Utah Crew take? He is clear of the telemetry. He's going to pull it off. He pulls it off.
Well done, Mr. Goat.
What a pass by Mr. Goat at the last possible second. And I set the dogs off upstairs. Sorry, ladies. I don't think they're used to hearing me scream from my basement. That was after the soundproofing. What a pass. And I believe that's going to be everybody. Let's pull it back out and take a look. What the fuck?
That was a very frustrated Utah Crew, I believe.
Oh, no. Is he okay?
I hope so.
Can I have the standings, please?
I apologize.
No, you did what you were supposed to do. That was amazing. Kasey Knight, a.k.a. K-Fox, out in front, followed by Offside and Dr. Gould. We predicted the podium, and that was the podium. Space Punies in Pod 2 as our guest tonight, bringing up position 4, followed by Mr. Goat with his exceptional pass at the end over the Utah Crew, and Duffy bringing it in with a quali of 240 and finishing about a lap behind. What a race. That everything redeemed there at the back. I love it. Which brings us to our inter-race content. Dude. Now, for those of you who have not done a Bring a Trailer challenge with us, we, of course, challenge our drivers to take a look at 2 auctions that finished within the last 24 hours on Bring a Trailer. Wonderful website, by the way. And tell us which of those auctions finished for more money. Now, Potato Lobster in Pod 1 was not able to join us tonight. He had to duck out at the absolute last second. So, playing for his challenge point tonight is co-host Choate, who it turns out has a pretty good track record of winning people points.
But only for me. I'm good at winning me points, but if I'm playing for someone else, I'm not good at winning them points.
Well, I mean, I suppose you could keep it for yourself. I developed this one for Potato Lobster, though, so let's see what you got.
So it's going to be great because I'm not going to know what this is.
Tonight, Potato Lobster, you have a 33,000-mile example of the legendary 1988 Chrysler LeBaron. And I say legendary only because the television advertising at that time for this car was absolutely incessant. You could not get away from it. I guess I was 11 at the time, and it made that much of an impression on me that I still remember it to this day. And it is going to be paired up against tonight for you what appears to be the rear end of a Plymouth Prowler.
Sir, that's only half of a car.
but in actuality is only half of one. Would you like to hear about these cars?
One is not a car.
The LeBaron has 33,000 miles on it, which is, you know, pretty low for an 88. Sold new at Jim Earp Chrysler Plymouth in Omaha, Nebraska. Not known for its convertible driving, powered by a turbocharged 2.2-liter inline-4 with a 3-speed automatic transaxle, and I believe that it made 140 horsepower for all that. 1980s were not a great set of years for performance in any way, shape, or form.
On the one hand, positive number of horsepower.
Yes.
That one I'm pretty sure had 0.
Okay, well, hold on. Don't prejudge. It's got front buckets. So we took some additional screenshots because we do that now this season. So that's the quote unquote front shot. Here is the quote unquote rear quarter shot. The Prowler trailer even less identifiable from that angle. And then finally, are you ready for the interiors?
Wow, it's padded. Oh, okay.
It's actually very nice in there.
Okay.
The burgundy leather inside this LeBaron, like stunning even to this day. Like what a place to be in at the time. Speaking of which, the trailer has question mark miles on it because as far as anyone knows, it doesn't have an engine in it. It was constructed for Chrysler by Ajax Trailers of Warren. It has there are fewer than 1,400 of these ever made, and so it is rarer than the Prowler that it is meant to attach to. It's 55 inches long, excluding the tongue, 70 inches wide, and it can carry, guess how many pounds?
Not much.
600.
Okay.
You could fit two or three large size humans in there, and that would be the end of it. Finished in yellow, amber side markers. It opens on the top with gas struts, and the trailer maintains its manufacturer's stickers.
You know, that is a good point. Do you bring a trailer if it is a trailer?
Huh.
I think you broke it.
Well, we can't answer those sorts of ontological weapons on this show, but what we can do is make a choice, and Shote, your choice is which of these two went for more money?
I'm contractually obligated to go with the one that actually has an engine in it.
Really?
Yeah.
You telling me you can't race a trailer?
No.
Let's find out if you're right.
I'm going to be wrong.
It's... the actual car, but surprisingly not by even $1,000. That was much closer than he went. Now, Shote, you have earned a point for a potato lobster tonight. We wish him well wherever he is, and you now have the duty to bring me Space Punies.
Does he get a trailer too?
He knows what he gets. I do so enjoy putting this. I know why you think you're here.
Yeah.
But that's not why you're here.
Okay.
Welcome back, first and foremost. It is great to see you.
I love this place.
I am so glad we have like smooth menthol back in pod 2.
Oh yeah.
Previous rate notwithstanding.
Just a pack of Newports over there.
I know that we have a shtick for this.
Yeah.
I did not do that to you because
thank you.
I do want you to keep coming back here. However, they are interesting.
Okay.
I have given you.
Oh, Black Bar. Oh, these three priceless.
What is going? There it goes.
All right. Okay.
A 1977 Jeep Wagoneer Custom.
Okay.
Or a 302 powered 70 Bronco half cab. And if you're wondering if those dimensions follow through all the way to the back of these trucks, let me show you. That is not a lot of Bronco. If you look
the end
at
of the
that.
Bronco is on the Wagoneer.
Yeah.
Got the extra.
Steering wheel shot. We do 3 shots now this season. That's our innovation here. One of these, like the Wagoneer, obviously known as the high luxury variant of the Jeep.
Yeah.
And you got to imagine in 1977 that was pretty hot. Although I do like the metal stoicism of the Bronco here. Let's talk about these cars here real
1977, were the Jeep Wagoneers sold for the equivalent of 6 figures like they are today?
No,
Okay.
it was much more of a populist's car than like a. We try to beat Land Rover at their own game in a Stellantis vehicle sort of horseshit that's happening here. The Wagoneer has 62,000 miles shown. It has got a 401 cubic inch V8 linked to a 3-speed automatic with a quadra-track transfer case, 15-inch steel wheels, disc brakes, roof rack, dual side mirrors, AM radio, etc. The seller bought this one in 24, so I wouldn't exactly call it a flip, but they didn't hang on to it. They have since replaced sheet metal. They've refinished the valve covers, replaced the windshield, radiator, thermostat, oil sump, muffler, exhaust manifolds, and spark plugs, now offered with the manufacturer's original literature and a clean Colorado title, which is kind of an okay place to have a Wagoneer.
Yeah.
Okay, now mine says restricted.
It's got 100-mile-an-hour speedo, lol.
Good luck.
And, of course, the speedo is a 5-digit, so whether that is an honest representation of 62,000 miles, we can't tell.
I hope not.
From the factory, this had a 4-barrel carb, and it also had additional work in 25 to refinish a bunch of stuff, including muffler, exhaust manifold, spark plugs. We talked about that already.
Yeah.
The Bronco. Yeah. This is a 70 Bronco that has been refinished in white, so that's not the original color. It's got a 302 cubic inch V8 that is linked to a 3-speed manual transmission with a dual range transfer case.
Hell yeah, no thinking at all.
Includes removable cab top, lifted suspension, power steering, front disc brakes, Outlaw Racing wheels. It was previously acquired by the seller in 2020, and it was listed on Bring a Trailer unsuccessfully in May of 25, which is last month, if you're watching this in weird time travel.
For what price then?
Well, offered again at no reserve because it turns out they really wanted to get rid of it this time. From the factory, it was sky blue, so I kind of understand why they repainted it. It's on 15-inch American Racing Outlaw wheels. It's got a 100-mile-an-hour speedo. It's got all sorts of gauges attached to it. Equus temperature gauge. 5-digit odor reads 29,000 miles, 5K of which were added under this ownership. And the seller says that the total mileage is unknown.
Huh.
So you need to tell me which one of these two vehicles went for more money.
So it failed to sell the first time.
Correct.
But because it's on here, it did sell.
Yes, this sold in the last 24 hours, in fact. Both of them did.
Man. Like the romantic in me would want the Ford Bronco, but the utility in me wants the Jeep Wagoneer.
Like you can
I don't know. The fact that it didn't sell beforehand and had to be put on the sold for no reserve makes me think that that's going to be like way lower than I think it would be.
We have a number of people out here in the audience who are saying Stubby Bronco. I think Stubby Bronco is the more attractive vehicle. I think that its interior stoicism has held up better. But at the end of the day, that is a Wagoneer, and for whatever reason, it is special to people. So make a call.
Solely because of the failure to sell the first time, I want to say the Wagoneer went for more. And I don't know. It's got a G in the name, so I'm going with the G-Wagon.
We're going with the Wagoneer. The shtick here is that I used to give Space Punies a G-Wagon every time he was on the show.
And it's always the most expensive.
And then he threatened me in an alley, so we don't do that anymore. The answer is the Bronco.
Yeah.
By $15,000.
That is. What were they asking? Okay, do you know how much they were asking the first time?
No, I did not go back and look it up, and I probably should. But if you look at the
it does look a lot nicer.
It's so much cleaner, and the chrome is fresh and it pops, and it's got more of a the Wagoneer looks old. The Bronco looks retro future.
Yeah,
and I think that sells. Drain is not happy. Sorry, Drain. And Drain, you could be in here right now doing this challenge in person, just so you know. Well, no winners, no points, but that's okay because as a guest star, you didn't have any to make anyway.
If I made points, I wouldn't give them to Blue Flag. But if I don't make points, he can have all of them.
There you go. Yeah. Perfect. Bring me Duffy. This is what I did for Duffy. All right. This is good. Welcome back.
I'm back.
Oscar Mayer Wienerman. How was your race?
It was perfect. I had 0 incidents.
You finished with a 0?
Yeah, I had a 0. Arguably the best drive I've had.
That would make you the cleanest racer.
That was weird.
In the building.
When I exited the race, I guess since I used
he's
it to
crimping your
start my
style.
VR.
He's on your brand. Let's talk about the cars I got for you tonight. Just realized you weren't even on camera through all that. Here is
Discord game, everything.
a supercharged LS 1979 Camaro Z28 6-speed manual, which I really don't think they did 6 speeds back then.
They also didn't do that thing on the side.
No, not so much. And it is up against tonight a 94 Jaguar XJS V12 2+2, which is a sexy engine from anyone other than Jaguar, except in race trim. Great XJS race car. So, the cars tonight. Here is your rear shot, or the closest I could get with these two. And then finally, the engine bay, which may make you feel things.
Ooh.
Those are both.
Those are
very impressive in their own way for different reasons.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about these cars. The Camaro is a custom build in 2017 intended for use on street and the racetrack. It's a fuel-injected 388 cubic inch LS V8 with an RHS block that has been installed along a ProCharger centrifugal supercharger with a T56 6-speed manual. This is the kind of thing that Conan would do, quite frankly.
Yeah.
This is a Conan build. Chassis modified with subframe connectors, Detroit Speed and Engineering front control arms, rack and pinion steering, etc., etc., etc. Front harnesses, Momo steering wheel, speed hut gauges, fast intake manifold. The brakes have been redone with 6-piston calipers. This Camaro is here to fuck, is basically what I'm saying.
I was going to say, you can actually see the brakes under the front wheel there.
Body was refinished in black, adjustable deck spoiler, front splitter, rear diffuser style valence, painted taillight bezels, because that's important. Dual exhaust system, exits through custom openings behind the rear wheels, Z28 badges, and aftermarket headlights, which unfortunately I don't have a good view for you. They have been kind enough to not dyno it for us, so we do not know what kind of power it is making.
Probably in the 5s.
The Jag. I was first registered in Pennsylvania, later spent time in California. This could have been me. Before being listed on Bring a Trailer in March 2022, acquired then on in August of 23 by the seller. It's got replaced beige soft top battery alternator drive belts, as well as an installed Bluetooth capable Kenwood head unit with Jaguar amplifier and aftermarket speakers. It is powered by the legendary 6-liter V12 with a 4-speed auto and a limited slip diff. Includes 16-inch alloy wheels, fog lights, heated and power adjustable front sport seats, cruise control, climate control, and shows 61,000 miles. Offered with a trust certificate, an owner's manual, service records, a car cover, top boot, removed factory radio, car show awards, a clean Carfax report, and a Cali title in the seller's name. Other interesting things include the fact that this V12 was factory rated for only 278 horsepower at the factory, which is not a lot for a 6-liter engine, if I'm being honest.
It was a different era.
Different era. It's got an air conditioner. They're telling me that. Passed Cali emissions in 24, which is probably a factor here. Again, rear-wheel drive, limited slip.
Still going to sound like a V12.
Still going to sound like a V12, and for many V12 people, that is actually the only thing that matters.
That's a big deal.
So now you need to tell me, let me just make sure that we're not past the safety slide here. You need to tell me which one of these two cars went for more money. And you can hear Discord. Thank you. I apologize. I'm muting Discord.
I think it's the Butt Rock Z.
You think it's the Butt Rock Z28. What brings you to that conclusion?
Because I didn't pick the modded vehicle last week, and that was the one that won. And I think that there's probably more of a market for this stuff than I realize. The people that want to buy something that they can turnkey, take to the drag strip, and go have fun with. And I don't really know what the collector market is for the Jag, so I'm going with the Camaro.
You're going with the Camaro, and you were playing for one challenge point for yourself tonight. If you fail, I'm going to let you choose where it goes. And the answer is... it's the Camaro by 10 grand.
And that seems cheap compared to the truck last week.
Here's the thing, dude. Like, this is not about a 79 Camaro being worth 32 grand. This is about a V12 Jag being worth basically nothing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. Anytime you see a V12 come through here and not basically make the cost of its sheet metal, that's sad. But Jags of this era, not exactly known for their reliability, and it's had a lot of stuff replaced.
Yeah.
Challenge point for you, and
Nice.
you can bring me Mr. Goat. James, we've got a link to the Discord at the end of the show here, and you can, of course, pop out to the descriptions for the social links in the stream. Mr. Goat, welcome back to the stage of history.
here. Yes.
You did it. You pulled it off.
I made it here.
You got, oh, well, yes, but you also passed.
Oh, yes. For what, 5th place? Something.
5th place,
I'll
the
take it.
place doesn't matter.
The
You identified a challenge, and then you failed until you succeeded.
I'm my own worst enemy most of these laps.
So say we all. I got something for you.
Great.
It's,
Ooh.
you know I like giving you the fun stuff.
Yeah.
It is a 3,700-mile example of the exquisite 488 Spider. And as we know, Spiders go for lots of money on Bring a Trailer. And I have so many notes today, it's taking me some time to get to them. And it is going to be up against today something near and dear to your heart.
Ooh.
A 7,000-kilometer Euro Edition 95 Ferrari F512 Modificato, which I believe is the final Testarossa variant they ever made. Would you like to learn about these cars?
Please.
The 488, 3,700 miles on it from the factory with Gallardo triple strato exterior finish. I'm bad on my Italian today. Powered by a twin turbocharged 3.9 V8 paired with a 7-speed F1 style dual clutch automatic transaxle, further equipped with carbon fiber exterior, interior accents, 20-inch split alloy spokes, carbon ceramic brakes, magneto-rheological dampers, which basically means it's all magnets in there, retractable hardtop Scuderia Ferrari fender shields, adaptive front lights, parking sensors, backup camera, suspension lift system, and navigation, aka it is the pinnacle of its craft. Clean Carfax report and a clean Arizona title, which is a strange place to have a Ferrari. Cars finished in the color that I mentioned before, and I'm not going to pronounce it again. B-pillar trim side splitters, air ducts. What else we got here? Daytona-style seats, upholstered in Nero leather, which is just Ferrari's designation for their leather. The cups, these are Super Sport tires. Interesting enough, not on Sport Cups. It's on Super Sports.
Okay.
So it's meant to take a little bit of rain, but not much. We talked about the magneto-rheological control system. Big multi-piston calipers over carbon ceramics, leather and carbon trim steering wheel. Oh, I've got pictures of that. Let me show them to you. I did an interior shot this time. Here's the rear quarter.
Great. Okay.
It's really interesting to see what has and has not changed about these cars with 30 years on the clock. Because they are both quintessentially Ferrari on the inside, but one of them has dials and knobs. Which brings us back to the safety slide. The F512, 4,400 miles shown approximately. That's 7,000 kilometers. This is a left-hand drive European market model that resided with its original owner in Deutschland until it was brought to the United States in April of 24. Powered by a 4.9-liter flat 12. Apparently we got a V12 thing going on here today, or at least a 12-cylinder thing going on here today, not a V. 5-speed manual transaxle with that spicy H-gate shifter, limited slip diff, finish in Rosso Corsa over Nero Connolly leather. 18-inch multi-piece Speedline alloy wheels, fixed headlights, air conditioning, Grundig CD radio, traditional seatbelts, power windows, aluminum pedals, etc., etc. Platinum Award from Pennsylvania, Concorso Ferrari, clean Carfax report, and a clean PA title. I hope that this car has not seen salt. Pininfarina design, Rosa Corsa headlights, 18-inch wheels. What else is interesting here? 7,300 RPM redline, which on a flat 12 was just absolutely astoundingly beautiful. They do not list any work that has been done to the engine that modifies performance, and I do not have a dyno here. Titanium connecting rods. Timing belt service completed in preparation for the sale.
Great.
And that's all she wrote. Now you got to tell me what these two Ferraris went for, or at least which one went for more.
I'm going to go with the red one.
The red one. Are you going with the red one because it's the red one?
Yeah, I don't like yellow.
All right. Well.
Yellow has the highest resale value.
Yeah.
Of course.
Really?
I think so.
The 488 does? Or yellow is the color yellow?
Generally speaking.
All right.
But I like the red one. That's what I'm going to buy.
Sarah is vectoring in on premium listing, which does not necessarily correlate to value, but does sometimes. Derek says he sees them all the time. Rella, you see them all the time? You see Testarossas all the time? Or 488s? Oh, he's probably... I'm not going to dox Rella, but I know why he's saying that. All right. The answer is...
Yeah.
It's the 512 by 200,000 smackers.
Yeah. Great.
For a 30-year-old car.
It's red.
It is red. And as you know, and have proven multiple times, it's worth more than the luggage that fits in its boot.
Yes.
Never going to let you win.
It's such beautiful luggage.
It is beautiful luggage. Challenge point for you. Thank you, Mr. Goat.
Thank you.
That puts one more on the board, and it's time to get back to the thing that we do here, which is, I've been told, racing. Where's Shote? Hi. How'd that go?
Pretty good. Didn't have pop-up lights.
No pop-up lights. Redwood because of the Magnum PI factor. Wasn't the Magnum PI car like a 308 or something appropriately trashy for that era? They couldn't afford a Testarossa. Let's do the thing. We are taking the Cup cars back out to Circuit de Lénon, which is a hilly, curvy example of French motorsport. And we love it both in the wet and in the dry. I do believe that when Space Punies volunteered to come in and guest for tonight, he was ecstatic when he discovered we were doing this course. It was absolutely the fan favorite in Season 2 in the SF-23s, which probably a little bit too much car for this track, but here we are.
Such elevation changes, though.
Such elevation changes. Let's pop into the quad and see what's going on so I can put down this goddamn clipboard. Get a metal clipboard, Mara. It'll look great, he said. Checking in on Space Punies in his Cup car on one of his favorite tracks and turning Discord audio again, Sarah Thomas. Thank you for that. Which audio channels go live when is yet another one of those things that we can automate, but we are rapidly approaching the complexity limit of OBS here. I wish I could show you. Should we do a performance monitor display at some point here?
For like the head end?
To just show off how many of the cores are straggling themselves. This is a top of the line current generation i9, and it is crying. That's mostly because we are doing hardware acceleration everywhere possible, but it's still a giant pile of NDI streams, so there's a lot to get done there. Checking in on Pod 3. Duffy out there on his practice lap. It looks like people are already turning in times. In fact, the only person that does not have a time out there is Mr. Goat because he was busy rapping with me about Ferraris. You don't hit the van. What are you doing? You're just going to have to do that again when you qualify. Do they let you wiggle in the pits?
I feel like that would be a safety violation.
Like they might frown upon that in some way, shape, or form?
I mean, they care about so many other things in the pit lane.
I care about things in the pit lane. Mostly I care about how iRacing has no collision model in the pit lane, and that's probably for the better of everybody, quite frankly. Checking in on Spectator Cam Tech. What do you got for me? Can you bring us out to the map? Does this look like it's time to force everybody to do the thing? All right, make them do the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sending everybody into quali. And as a reminder, when we do feature races, we do lone qualifiers and a 2/10 configuration. They will have the opportunity to set 2 flying laps, and they have 10 minutes to get it done. The drivers that are on their bullshit for how iRacing does telemetry will stay in the pits for just a few extra seconds to make sure they're not having to deal with their proximity alarms.
What
Did we set a night time?
It's always Why do they
It's like 3 a.m.
Oh no! The
Yeah,
flashing lights come out
this is
again.
a
Why did we
consistent
give them
thing.
headlight buttons? What have we
Oh my
done?
God.
Okay.
Oh,
I
man.
should have read the fine print. Torture.
You had a
Casey
whole
as much as you
season to
can.
take that from me.
That was an awful quick
Times like this when I'm
acceleration
glad
from.
I have the line on
No.
for this track.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not feeling bad about leaving the line on.
An
gonna
awful
be
quick
able to say one
change
thing.
from
I'm glad I met the
gentle
headlight
sunset
flash
to pitch black. That was not the intent.
Yeah, we're just,
Oh,
probably gonna get
that
flashed a
is
lot,
a
aren't
curve
I?
there.
Yeah, I have it too.
This just
It
got
might
much
be
more
used
interesting,
offensive.
and by interesting I mean hilarious. The penitent man will pass.
I mean, it is dry.
But in Greek,
now.
oh my.
That would be the ultimate.
I'm getting
Is there hail in
flags and
everything?
bips and bleeps from the Moderation and Operations channel in Discord, so whoever you are, thank you and welcome. Unless that's the swearing configuration going on, in which case please stop saying fuck in Discord. We need to dial that back. When my own Discord moderation is flagging me half the time, it's time to dial it back just a hair. Just a smidge. Oh no, Duffy losing it in the marbles. The marbles possibly of his own design. The marbles of my own design is my cover band. I don't know for what yet. We are waiting for clean lap
really
times to
not
come
going
through
today.
here. Looks like Mr.
I
Goat
was
has
spinning
just
around
entered
for the
his
first time
flyer.
today.
That's a green flag.
Yeah, turn.
This is the one
turn
for,
two or
well, I was going
whatever
to say
that
for the
is.
marbles, but
Just right around.
look at that. Look at that. That modulated braking. Just trying to
yeah.
find the fronts biting there.
I managed to spin out though without getting an incident.
Duffy made the change from going pants down in season previous to trying to race with 0 incident count this season. And strangely enough, it's made him substantially faster. As far as tracks
So
to
glad I
drive at
practiced
night,
earlier.
this isn't the worst.
And then I put it in the wall.
Where's your 0 incident count now?
Yeah, my day is over.
Send him home. Space
I still
Puny's
have one
out
more
there
chance
dipping
for
and
a real
diving.
lap.
Looks like we have 1 lap in. K-Fox at a 1:24. If I was a betting man, I'd say that's probably close to the front of the pack. 1:24, no joke in the daylight. And we have a clean lap from Space Punies in the guest pod at 1:29. Mr. Goat turning in a 1:28.7. That's 3 real times. It's a real race up front now. Tech, can you get me a blimp? A camera from a blimp? I mean,
in the night.
Night blimp. That's not as entertaining as I thought it was going to be. How about a night chopper? Can I have a night chopper? Where's my thermals, iRacing? Where's my infrared camera? Well, it was worth a shot. Back out to the pod drivers.
Hey, when you have to go with your banker lap.
No, I almost did a 23.
Ooh. The automotive equivalent of a high sides gets snapped right back there. Are you both traction control lights screaming? I suppose it's a lone quality. We can't give him too much crap for that. Let's take a look at the... Oop, there we go. What do we got here? We are waiting for 1 lap time. and we will follow that story right here.
Oh, man.
Night Blimp.
I see in chat, it says
Utah crew still sessioned in. They're going to walk away with their 129 too. All Duffy needs to do is keep it in between the paint, and he's
At
going
least
to
the
be
weather
golden.
says 0%.
Oh, that's good.
0% chance of sun.
Sounds about right.
There's his checkered flag, and this one's going to be for real, and it's going to be ba-ding, a dirty lap, so it's not going. Oh, there it goes, 142. It's for realsies. We have a race. Everybody turn one in.
Yeah, put in an actual lap. It's a really, really slow lap, but I did a lap.
You don't have to. We can let him get a second. No, he stopped. You should advance it. He decided he was done. Actually, no, he got a checkered flag. The game decided he was done. Thanks, race control. Everybody's going to session out and session back in as we begin the final feature race of the night on Circuit de Leiden.
Good luck. Let's have some fun out there.
Good luck only to me.
Good luck passing me.
We're already doing it.
Sounds like we're having a little bit of drama back there. We going to be okay? Oh, that's a better cam. Let's watch that. Off they go. Getting some excitement up front early. Dr. Gould losing the rear end. This may affect his lap time.
I'm flashing already.
Every one of my co-hosts over the seasons has brought me something unique, but one of the things that Goals brought me was John Madden quotes every so often. You see, the thing that he has to do here is drive the car faster than the other guy.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
Would you like a little table out here on the desk to flip? It's like I can bring you that. That would be very on brand for you. Oh no, Utah crew going off into the marble. Space Punies picking up an opportunity to get a position right here.
No, I know.
Taking a good line through there, taking total advantage of the situation. I don't.
Sorry, was there contact there?
No. I just lost it.
Well, Space Punies found it for you.
No, Utah crew. I think it looked like netcode contacted.
That sucks.
That's going to be a big get right there. Taking a look at the rear of that shot, it looks like Space Punies has not exited the danger zone here. That's concerning. Why are there so many cars behind him? Don't they? Oh!
Well, I mean,
I think that is going to end the Utah crew problem there, but we have something new going on here. Can I get like a rear suspension cam on that one? If you've got it handy, otherwise I'll watch it from... watch it from right here. That is Mr. Goat creeping up on Space Punies. Ooh, that was almost contact.
That was close.
Almost touched the butt.
No way!
Remember when I said how we love elevation changes on Tonight We Race?
Yeah.
So do rear-wheel drive, rear-engine cars. Quick recovery, though. That's not going to hurt him too much.
I smashed the motor into the wall.
deep in the meta here, deciding which piece of his car is allowed to impact the wall and keep going. There's a lot of gravel out there now. That's probably not going to go well for anyone. Space Puny's in the thick of it. He's got Dr. Gould tight on his rear end, and he's got K-Fox about 10 seconds out in front. Kasey Knight setting a comfortable lead and having the luxury of driving casually. Needs to get deeper inside in their IMO for the compound. It's one of those turns where in the dark you're kind of encouraged to get back on the hammer after the second part, but like, no, there's a right-hander right after it. Please don't do that.
No, man.
The sad part is it's an audio experience for us up here because you hear the actuators begin to shimmy and then you hear the pod begin to rattle and you're just waiting for the clunk for it impacting the wall. That clunk is why we have all the actuators turned down to 50%. That clunk represents money flying out of the ceiling of this building. Space Puny's now locked in behind Mr. Goat, who's having his own challenges here right now. Love delivery on that McDonald's car. It's the one that I'd be driving if I was in this season.
We got a rally stage and we got a rallycross stage around the corner.
Can't put my finger on it, but suddenly I want hot dogs and McDonald's.
Guess what? My treat tonight for both the broadcast going reasonably well and work being a shit show is McNuggets. I'm getting McNuggets tonight. I earned it.
They don't even sell Hellmann's here.
Hey, blimp cam's useful. What happened? Who's hot on the tail of Mr. Goat there?
I believe that's Space Phoenix.
Look at that. We haven't checked in on Duffy yet. Let's go. Well, hold on. Let's see what happens right here. Big left-hander. Getting all the apex. Feel like he should have been able to punish Mr. Goat for that exit, but did not pull it off. I'm afraid to look away from this one, but let's do so briefly. There we go. Duffy out there in his own air. Turning in a 142, which is faster than his quali, and doing well. We just got the punch through here. What do you got for me, Tech?
Well, it looked like Space Phoenix was going to do something, but I think he caught some marbles.
Oh.
Fighting it out side by side.
They are too wide moving into this right-hander. Oh, you've given up a little bit of position there. Going up the hill and into the straight. It's going to be tight. Space Puny's, of course, a guest for this season, so not going to pick up any challenge points for the league, but that does not change the competitiveness for him in one bit. Not even a little. You know it's good racing when most of it takes place in the wing screens that we can't see. Oh!
I've never been out there.
Come on.
There's going to be a yellow flag on the field for that
That was so
one.
weird. I've never spun out there before.
Yeah, some weird accelerate. Some unis.
This-
You give me that?
Mr. Goat graciously giving up the position.
Yeah. No way. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's where you're braking.
I appreciate when our drivers do that for each other, which means that I don't have to go through the replay footage and say, what the fuck was that?
Oh, well, there you go. You're on your own now.
Or he could give it back. Oh, that's going to be Utah Crew sliding by in the mess. Is that going to put Utah Crew in podium position, or is it Dr. Gould still in 3 there? Can you give me some standings? Thank you. It's going to be K-Fox, offside, Dr. Gould. No, Utah Crew's still sitting back there.
How are the incident counts looking, though?
That's a great question. How are the incident counts looking? Okay, we haven't had this conversation yet tonight. We operate on a 20/5XY incident count for feature races, which means that a driver will take a drive-through penalty black flag if they hit 20 incidents, which we have, with the amount of time we have remaining on the clock, we have a very real chance of sending Utah Crew and Mr. Goat to the pit for 20. After they have served that penalty, every 5 is another drive-through, though. So there's some pretty strong motivation to not do that. This was our compromise to turning damage off, which we all agreed was just with 20-minute sprint races, you take an actual damage event and take a tow, you're basically done. And the only thing you can hope for is that everybody else gets it worse than you do, and that's not fun racing. So we turn damage off here. It's like everybody is locked into their own little battles here, with the exception of Space Punies, who is now... Did he just pass Utah Crew? Is Utah Crew having some internet weirdness tonight? Is that what's going on here? Every time I think it's going to be a hot fight, they're either ahead or behind. iRacing, in its current season, which just launched last week, implemented basically a packet loss filter that can cycle cars off the track and throw warnings to everyone else. But we're not seeing that here. Could I get Dr. Gould, please? Any cam.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
And give me offside any cam. They are really super spaced out. Not a lot of drama with the likely podium havers tonight.
Yeah, very spaced out. Like there might be some fun between 3 and 7, but
let's go ahead and clock ourselves back in there. That was neither of them. There we go. Duffy running into gravel. Who knows who made that warning. And up and over the hill into the straight, chasing position 3. Duffy, I believe, is a lap behind, so that's not going to be a scoring chase there. Nice throw and a catch there. Picks the rears and puts them back down where they belong. And big on the accelerator out through there.
2 seconds ahead of us. Just that move.
He's been shaving it down slowly but surely. With about 9 minutes left on the clock for feature race 2 here, it is very possible that we are looking at the configuration already. Sounds like Mr. Goat was having a minor issue there. He's looking for his safe entry back out on the track and finds it pulling in right behind Space Punies, who probably would appreciate having someone on his rear to race with. Very nice through turn 6. Lifted a little bit on turn 7 there. I don't know if that was necessary. First, the little right-hander, and now the big right-hander. I think he's got the drive. I think he can pull it.
I think. Are you daring me to get a black flag? I was going to have 0, but then I kind of went weird and Dr. Gould.
Are you saying that Dr. Gould did this to you?
Yeah,
I already ruined it.
Yeah, 138. That's quite a PB.
No, now I'm going wide on my own.
Race control issues the evening's first black flag. The pointy stick directing him back to the pits, which in the dark might actually be a bigger challenge than we had otherwise signed up for. Can I have a count? Look at that.
Ooh, 19.
Dr. Gould in the chase for first and trying to pick up that time. Utah crew at 19. Duffy now sitting at 5. It's tough racing at night. That's all I'm going to say about it. Who's that? Utah crew coming up on
Are there any
Mr.
fights
Goat.
going on, or is everybody spaced out?
I'm fighting with my lap time.
There you go.
Can I have a slightly lower camera? Thank you. Utah crew in the Golf livery. Looking to pick up the McDonald's car, Mr. Goat, and this could be where he does it. But Utah crew picks up his last incident, and he's in. He is in, where it's also very possible he picks up a second penalty for speeding in the pits. Not that that's ever happened to us here on the show.
No, never. Who would do that?
Not once. And again, we are back out to the quad, trying to figure out who's going to have drama as we finish out the final 5 minutes or so of Feature Race 2 for tonight. Space Puny's now locked in behind Duffy. I don't believe this is a scoring position. He's just going to go ahead and take that. I think Duffy's driving a little bit more defensively now that he's in incident land.
Oh, I'm totally wrong.
Hold on.
So we had it all today. We had rain.
Yeah.
And we had accidental night race.
Yep.
Accidental night race.
Uh-huh.
We had missing AI.
Marbles everywhere.
Marbles everywhere. Actually, good performances on Bring a Trailer. So so there's the counterbalance. Yeah, it was all wins. No points were given back to the remote racers tonight. We have decided, by saying we have decided, Shote and I were shooting the shit, and decided that a Jackbox style implementation of Bring a Trailer might be a more interesting way to do it here, which would require a little bit of web app programming, but I think it's something we could put together. Just anything to bring the remotes more into contemporaneous parity with what's going on here. Anybody with a dedicated 150 megabit upstream is allowed to NDI directly into the studio. We will do that for you. If you've got the bandwidth, we will give it to you. Subject to the limitations of our bandwidth.
Or computer resources, question mark.
We are burning an awful lot of CPU over here. Yes, Rella, I think that would be one of the key differentiating points there is letting the audience play along too. I mean, we could also just play Jackbox, right? But I would love to have the audience be able to participate. We just got to figure out how to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, that sounds like the sort of thing you put out there on Upwork and just do. I'm going to buy it on Fiverr. Do people still use Fiverr? Is that a thing? They're advertising aggressively right now, which probably means their growth phase has stopped. So,
to who? You?
Oh,
I have not seen any.
I see them all over the place. I've used Fiverr before. I've also used Upwork before, which is why I suspect they're advertising to me. They would like those dollars back. What do we got going on out there? It's not supposed to be about us. It's supposed to be about the racing. But
everyone is really well spaced out right now. I'm just watching Mr. Goat because his incident count keeps ticking closer to 20.
We're good. Use 19 points.
broadcast desk over there throwing some shade at my local drivers. Christ.
There's some challenge accepted language going on there.
But
or is it hold my beer or
we do not consume alcohol inside the secret underground racing laboratory. We do not wish to have any sort of reputation one way or another of encouraging alcohol consumption and driving at the same time. Therefore, this show was not brought to you by Budweiser, Coors, Anheuser-Busch, or any other.
I'm so sorry. Sorry about that.
Again, Liquid Death, if you're watching, we'd love to feature you on the show. Although tonight is very much a yerba mate.
Oh no,
what are you boys doing out there?
Team Liquid Death over here.
The doctor in the house.
I almost took out the leader.
I really like their
do take out the
cola
leader.
mock. Their mock colas.
That's
Is
the
that
game
what it said?
now.
It's very impressive.
Space Punies out there for
Yeah,
a
you
ride.
didn't know
What is
that?
going on over here?
It's-
He's about to give up
once
the
it gets
inside
to the last
position
few
too.
laps,
It's
whoever
Mr.
can
Goat
take
again.
out the leader gets 20 points.
How's this just turn into a fox?
They're kind of in their own codependent dance of death tonight on this race.
Bring out the hounds.
Well, better speed up then.
But that is what is giving us the good racing here.
I'll be parked sideways when you come up.
I think Space Puny's secret weapon is strategic use of the headlight flash, and he hasn't really been laying into that here,
Mayonnaise
which
rubbing on
could
the
be
hot
his
dog
problem.
again.
Yep. Some would say an unholy matrimony.
I'm here for it.
That is going to be the butt leaving the room. Duffy out in the incident land in the final moments of feature race 2 tonight. We are going to start seeing white flags popping up here. There's the first one on Mr. Goat's pod right now. There goes Space Punies. I expect that our remote drivers are picking them up as we speak. The look of concentration as we attempt to finish strong here. Thank you, Richo.
Come on, Tom, your turn to spin.
I already did. That's why you're here.
Do it again. You seem to be good at it.
Oh no!
As a matter of fact, I do. And they
Don't worry,
because
I'll
of
spin twice.
look, man. I got 24 CPU cores here dying here. The least thing I can do is make sure that every one of them gets a good send off by watching what they're doing on screen.
Dang it!
What I like is watching the headlights sweep over Mr. Goat's view. Oh no! Oh no! The flashing has begun. That's how you can tell the race is coming to an end. Was it between seasons 1 and 2 we did the Mount Panorama Enduro race, which was basically just a disco the entire time? Mr. Goat crossing the line. He's going to finish that out in 4th place. Let's just go straight to the standings. Not that one. This one. For feature race 2, that is going to be a clean sweep. Kasey Knight, a.k.a. K-Fox, taking home position 1 for both feature races, followed by Offside, then Dr. Gould finishing out the podium. Mr. Goat in position 4 for a decent amount of points. Space Punies taking home position 5 for no points because he's a special guest for tonight.
And
then Utah Crew and Duffy finishing it up. And that is going to be the end of the feature races for the evening.
That was hard.
Oh,
which
yeah,
brings us back out to, I think, here.
In the dark, too. So all my markers were different.
The post-race conversation has begun. Let's go ahead and do our finish off here, and that's going to be saying something like, tonight we race is a community activity. We race as a community. We plan and develop as a community. Would love to have you as part of that community, either as a local driver in the Pacific Northwest, a remote driver across the big wide internet, or even just hanging out in the chat while we are doing the thing we do on Wednesday nights. And with that said, the Discord is the place to start that, and hopefully that QR code still works because I haven't checked on it in a while. So we're going to punch.
10. I feel okay about
What button are we going to punch? We're going to punch the get the hell out of Dodge button and kick off the exit music. There it goes.
Oh, it's a
Thank you
brutal
so much
track
for
and
coming
fun.
out tonight and watching. We really appreciate you, and we will see you
Yeah, thanks for playing,
after
guys. Really
our
fun.
2-week break
That was a really
for
good night.
episode 4 of Tonight We
Indeed.
Race Season 4. In between
GG,
those
y'all.
2 weeks, we will probably
guys
put
on the
together
fun
an
times break.
endurance race,
Yeah.
and if I have my
next
way,
month.
I will be driving, because
hours
the
of
one thing that
endurance
we
on a
all
go-kart
appreciate
track?
is a bad driver giving a spectacle. Thank you, and good night.
I think it would be
Nice show,
amazing.
everyone. Good job.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
That was
Good
some.
night, y'all.
Good
That
night.
was some fun racing. That was some good stuff. I think the entire through line of that night was Space Beauties and Mr. Goat just passing it back and forth constantly. The whole thing.